This is the week 8 throwback review, so it's on balancing chemical equations. I'm going to go through these really quick. Just some strategies here. If it's an element that's by itself, say like this potassium here, leave it till the end because you can just throw whatever number you want in front of it and make it work. So leave elements that are by themselves until the end. The other thing is sometimes we'll hit situations where you have an even number of something on one side and an odd number on the other side. For instance, like this BR3 and then it's BR2 on the other side. In those cases, a lot of times you have to find the lowest common multiple, so you have to think what would 2 and 3 both go into, and they're going to go into 6, and so that's what you have to do. So keep those things in mind. Those really help for the balancing. So on to number 1. This one's not so bad. So aluminum, it starts off balanced on both sides, plus we're leaving aluminum till the end because it's got this aluminum here. We'll move on. Bromine, we've got 3 on the left side, so we'll put a 3 here to get the bromines balanced. Next, potassium, since we just put that 3 there, we've got to put a 3 here to balance the potassium. Kind of check through it. You see everything looks good, and we're all balanced there. So on to the next one. Go ahead, count the number of things on each side. There's 1 iron on both sides. There's 1 oxygen on both sides. There's 1 PD on both sides. There's 2 Fs on both sides. And so because of that, we're going to say that this one is already balanced because we've got the same number of everything on both sides. All right, this next one, it starts off, we've got 4 P's here. On the other side, we need to have 4 P's, so I put 4 here. And then we got to get the bromines right, so there are 12 now on the right side. So I put a 6 here to get 12 on the left side, and it looks like we're pretty good there. For number 4, let's see here. Lithiums look good right now. Chlorines, we need to put a 2 here, and actually that just disrupted the lithium, so we have to put a 2 here to keep the lithiums balanced. Bromines then, we've got 2 bromines on both sides, 2 chlorines, so looks good at this point. Number 5, PbBr2, 1 Pb on both sides. For the Br2, we got to put a 2 here. HCl again, hydrogen now, we need a 2 here. Chlorine also needs 2, so looks balanced now. Number 6, cobalts. So there's 2 cobalts on the right, so we need to put a 2 here to get the cobalts right. Bromines, we now have 6 there, so I need to put a 3 here to get that right. Calciums, now we got 3 on the right, so I put a 3 here to get 3 on the left. Sulfates, that SO4, I'll just leave it together. There's 3 here on the left, there are 3 on the right, so that one looks good. So it looks like this one is good and balanced. Number 7 has a little something tricky in it. So sodiums, it says 3 here, and so I think, all right, I'm going to put a 3 here. But notice here we've got F's here and here. And so putting a 3 here puts an odd number of F's on the right side, and we have this even subscript on the left side. And so this is where we got to do that kind of lowest common multiple thing. So instead of having 3 there, we should have a 6. All right, because then it makes it possible with the F's on this side to have a 3. All right, and so since we just sort of messed up the sodiums, because there are 6 now on the right, we put a 2 here to get that to work out. Count everything up, you should see now that that one is pretty good. Number 8, this one has a similar sort of problem in it. So manganese looks good right away. HI, you say, all right, I'm going to put 2 here. Iodines, though, now, look, there's 2 on the left and 3 on the right, and there's no nice way to get that to work out. So what we do is change this to a 6 to get that lowest common multiple. which means that this would be a 2. That screwed up the manganese, so we need a 2 here. And then to get the hydrogen right, we would need a 3. For number 9, lithium. To get lithium, okay, we'd need to put a 3 here. PO4, looks like there's one PO4 on each side, so that's good. NABR, for sodiums, there's 3 on the right, so we put a 3 here to get the same on both sides. Bromine now, there's 3 on both sides, so it looks like we are good. Number 10, pretty easy, 2 calciums on both sides, go to fluorine. We need to put a 2 here on the right so that there is 2 fluorines on both sides. Lithium now, that matches good, 2 and 2. Sulfates, there's 1 sulfate on each side, so we're good with that one. Number 11, HBr here, we've got 1 H on the left, 2 H's on the right, so I put a 2 there. Bromines, looks like that's now worked out. The magnesium, 1 on each side, so that's good. And then hydroxides, okay, so this one's a little confusing because there's not hydroxide on both sides, so we kind of have to look at the oxygens and the hydrogen separately. So something that happens here, we end up needing to put a 2 here in front of the H2O. That gets the hydrogens and the oxygens both worked out. You should see on the left side we have 2 hydrogens from this, and we have 2 hydrogens from that, so that is 4 hydrogens. We've got 2 oxygens on both sides, so that works out. Number 12, starting here with lithiums, looks like there's 1 on both sides, so that's no problem. NO3s, though, we need to put a 2 here because there's 2 NO3s on the right. That screwed up the lithium, so we've got to put a 2 here. Now we're looking at calcium, 1 on both sides. Bromines, 2 on both sides. Looks like we're good. Number 13, if you count them up, you should see that we're already balanced here. Number 14, 1 Si on both sides, so that's good. Hydroxides, there's 4 on the left here, so we put a 4 here to get 4 hydroxides, 4 OHs on the right. Sodiums, now we have to put a 4 here to get the sodium balance. Looks like the BRs are good, so that's that. Looking through this next one, a sodium, we need to put a 2 here to get the right number of sodiums. CN is cyanide, there's 2 on both sides, 1 copper on both sides, 1 carbonate on both sides, so it looks like we're good to go. So that's that. There's plenty of balancing practice online if you want to do more of it, but this should give you sort of a good refresher, and again, always come in and ask if you have questions.